Hey traders, John Howell here. You know what? I think the markets may have found bottom. And also, you know what? Let's just get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Okay, traders, so let's get straight into the markets now. So for the last week, I've been saying, what is the market going to do? Are we going to continue falling through the floor to see this overall market continue to pull back a little bit more before we start to see the runoff to the upside? But then looking at the S&P 500, okay, looking at the Nasdaq and so on and so forth. So if I look at the S&P, I've got a really interesting pattern to share with you here right now on the Dow Jones. Guys, we may have just found bottom and we may just be getting ready for more upside to come out of the markets. I wouldn't be too surprised to see it. So looking at the overall, let's actually take this off the screen here for a minute. Actually, you know what? Look at this here. So you can see how that was the last support level through there. If I bring up the last, let me bring up the last sort of 6 months worth of data here for a minute. And look what's happening here, right? So we had this movement on the downside through here. We had this support level through here, support level through here. And I was wondering, we're squeezing up into this level. And people say, John, that's a descending triangle pattern. That means it's got to go down. All right, it's all over. A lot of these times, and you actually see this, and this is one thing I've had to learn so many times, is that you'll see this here, and in my mind's eye, I picture the pattern, right? So in the mind's eye, like, oh look, we have a support level, and then we have a resistance level coming down. I was like, oh look, John, you know, it's in a downward trend where we're probably likely to break to the downside. And I have seen so many times where I'm like, okay, we're probably getting ready to break down, and I wasn't even thinking about the upside, and then saying the market will do this, and then it'll just go something like that, bonkers. And I'm like, I've seen that on daily charts. I've seen that on a lot of the intraday charts, where the market just goes absolutely bonko, right? So, so that's, you can actually see that. Now, I've always been talking about the nature of this weekly charts and how we are just in a nice healthy pullback, and I do see a nice movement to the upside coming out of the actual stock market. So, and man, I can't talk this morning, can I? And so basically we have a support level, and then we actually broken up. So now we're actually getting a bit of a double bottom now. Okay, we're getting a bit of a double bottom, and we're getting a lot of strength coming in out of these markets. What we now need to see on the S&P 500, we now need to see a lot more follow through out of this. So if that was the resistance level, it depends on where you have the resistance level, right? So if that was the resistance level there, but if we look at let me bring up the last 3 months with the data, we have that level through there, which is, as you can see, right, that's where it actually stopped. And if we're using the last high, okay, so let's use the last high of the last recent movement in the markets. I'm trying to find possibly even somewhere through there, all right? I'm trying to find the proper line, okay? Possibly somewhere through there. If we look at the last movements, we actually rejected off there. There wasn't really a lot of any rejection. So that was just that one line through there, and we actually broke through that today. You can see how there was actually a lot of resistance around this area here, right? So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days worth of resistance, and then the market actually broke up. Now, I was actually watching the markets when the rate announcement came out. And let me share this with you here on the futures market, so I can show this with you. Okay. So the futures market, I was watching the futures market here, and the big thing is I saw this market started to actually to come down through a little bit through here, right? So we had a bit of a pullback and a little bit of a short-term downward leg, and then we saw this big rally out of the market through there. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else there that happened with this here. So we're definitely getting a lot of strength coming through there. So that's what I'm seeing through there on the markets, guys. And so we could actually be at the bottom right now. We're definitely getting a lot of strength coming out of the markets where we are here. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see follow through tomorrow out of the markets. And then if that happens, then we probably have found bottom in the markets, guys. And we're probably likely to start to see a very nice movement to the upside on the S&P 500. Moving over now through to the Nasdaq. And the Nasdaq is developing the same situation. So we have this very strong descending triangle pattern that's happening down here. In fact, it may be even through there. That'll be through there. So we're actually getting a strong breakout right there. Very, 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 very strong breakout. We're going to double bottom. Let's actually bring up the last. So actually triple bottom. And now we're actually getting a very strong breakout. You can notice how there's actually a lot of short-term resistance through there. So if I go to my hourly chart, you see it had resistance. Look at this here, pullback, and then that last hour had a very, very strong, violent move back to the upside, and it's actually still continuing now. Which actually, anyway. Oh man, what's going on there? Oh, I'm watching the markets, and I'm like, I actually want to trade this. Anyway. So you can see, look what's happening through there, right? We're getting a very nice, strong breakout out of this Nasdaq chart. So the Nasdaq is actually looking really, really, really strong for more upside to come as well too. And the Dow Jones is in the same situation, the same similar situation. But the Dow Jones is actually developing something really, really, really interesting here, and that is we've had this support level, had all these levels of support through here. It has been more like an area than anything else. But look what's happened here, right? We had this whole sort of area of support. We're right at that level now. So there's probably a really good probability now. We had a support level. We came down once. We had a bit of a double bottom. And the same situation that we're developing through here, you can see how that we had one bounce. We actually went sideways. And I was saying, okay, I was getting ready. I'm like, okay, are we going to see something like this? And if we do, then it's probably going to go like that. And then we're going to see that. Because I've always had the upside targets in place. You guys know that, right? I even did a video, I think it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday I even put out my targets video, where I talked about the targets on the S&P 500, and I talked about the targets on gold as well too. Right. So if we can see how there was also a lot of see how there's like 1, 2, 3, and if I let me draw the arrow here for you. So this is a daily chart here. So we had one resistance, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days of rejecting around the 33,500 level. Okay. So then the market opened, it rallied down. See how it actually rejected off that level through there, and then it actually took off. So we're definitely in this double bottom formation, and now it looks like we're trying to get back inside of this channel. Now, also the big thing here is that we have just had resistance level here, resistance. This is at the major level of resistance. So there's a major level of support that is in the markets right now, that is happening in the markets right now after the Fed has just made its announcement. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see this thing continuing up and continuing making a very nice move to the upside. We can see we have a level of downward trend through there. And actually, you can see it actually broke out. We had this resistance level here, resistance on these days here. We had the breakout yesterday, and then another nice follow through today, forming this overall double bottom formation through here, and then now through there. So there's a really good probability, real high probability. We're going to see the Dow Jones now start to make its way up to. Let's see. Let me actually just check this level here. Where's most of the closes? Which is probably around there somewhere, isn't it? Yeah. So looking at that level through there, I'm just looking at there was one close there, but most of the closes were there. So we're at that level there. So a little bit of a pullback, but I actually see now the Dow Jones racing up to all-time new heights. There we go. And the S&P 500. Same sort of thing as well too. Bit of a double bottom. We want to see. We definitely want to see a follow through though. We really want to see this thing follow through to give us a bit of confirmation through there. But looking at the markets, looks like we're going to start doing that. Looking at the Russell as well too. And this is something that I've been talking about now for quite some time, guys. I'm just like, even if we do get some more downside to come, we're likely to find support, and we're likely to start to see this thing make a very nice movement to the upside. So I am definitely not bearish in these markets. I do see more downside, but I do see that we could possibly get a little bit more downside. But overall, I see this market finding bottom, and we're going to start to scream to the upside. So same for the Russell as well too, right? The Russell had this major level of support, and now we're holding through here. So the Russell's not out of the woodworks yet. The Russell still is just holding this sort of channel formation, this triangle pattern formation through here. We really need to see the Russell get back above 210. If we can do that, then we're probably going to race to all-time new highs. Now, guys, when I say race to all-time new highs, just so I'm clear, if we do something like this, right? Let's just say, for example, we get something like this. We get all right, and we get this. When I say race to all-time new highs, it may go up a little bit and then pull back for maybe a couple of days, maybe a week, and then go up and then go sideways. Like that's what I mean by race. Okay, I don't mean just absolutely just vertical movement. Okay, so I just need to make sure you guys understand that as well too. So that's what I'm seeing right now, guys. We may have just found bottom in the market, and it looks like after the Fed has made its decision now it looks like we're getting a lot of green across a lot of stocks through here, which is really, really, really good. So there's a lot of buying opportunities right now coming right underneath our feet when we're talking about that. One of the stocks that I'm looking at is Tesla. I'm really chomping at the bits to get into Tesla. This Tesla stock that I'm looking at right now, it's just something that I'm just like, oh, I am just ready. I'm ready. Like, I'm just chopping at the bits, but I need to see this thing get back above 900, because the reason why is because we're still in this downward sort of sloping through here, and I need the market to give me confirmation. I need this market to get back above here somewhere. We are finding a bit of support level through here, so there's a good probability we're going to keep following through now to here, but I need to see this. This here gives me what? Remember, guys, it's all about the market, not me. And this gives me what? This gives me a really good sort of confirmation that, okay, we've made a low, we made a higher low, and then we're breaking back above this significant levels of resistance level. This long-term, let me take that off the screen there. This long-term level of support was also resistance. So we get back above there. Guess what? Now it's actually breaking back above. And this here is like a false breakout. Okay. This is, there's a couple of different levels of false breakouts. Sometimes you do get this, and then the market does this. Okay. So the market does this, and then it'll break to the downside. It'll get back up, and then it'll just continue up. This here actually could be one big false breakout out of this major level of support level through here. So we continue up through there, then we're probably going to see that in Tesla as well too. So I'm chopping at the bit to get in the Tesla, but we're not there yet. We did get a bit of a volume spike today, but we're not there yet. As you can see, we're in a confluence, a lot of resistance. This still could roll over. So I need to wait for the market to give me that confirmation when looking at Tesla through there. Some of the other big stocks that have been making moves today, information technology, we definitely got the banking sector. Okay, so it's actually a bit of a mixed bag there. Okay, we definitely got the home builder and also definitely the financial sector, right? The financial sector definitely got back above its level of support level through here. You can see how we had a lot of support around the $37 level, and then we had a very big update today. So we're not out of the woodworks yet on this level, on this chart anyway, even though we did get a very big upward move through there. So that's what I'm seeing through there, traders. Let's go have a look at gold. And traders, gold has been working out the exact same way that I actually thought. And if you guys remember, I did a video back up the top here, and I talked about this pattern through here. And I said, traders, oh man, oh, that hurts to laugh. Oh, my abs are still sore. I'm like, what's today? Oh, today's Thursday for me. Anyway, oh man, I was talking about this head and shoulder formation here, okay? Shoulder, head, and I talked about the shoulder formation. I said, you know, we're probably going to start to run back down towards the $1,900 level, because this is where the significant levels of support levels we're starting to come down into it when it comes to the gold chart. I said, so expect a strong sell-off in the markets. Expect gold to start to come back down, and that's exactly what has happened through gold. So gold has continued down. So what I'm seeing with gold right now is gold is in a very strong upward trend now. We had a very movement up. I don't like how strong this pullback is when it comes to gold. So we really need to see this thing pick up quite strongly through there. So my key levels is we need to get back above new highs. This has actually been a very, very, very strong pullback, as you can see. So we really need to get back above new highs. Once we do that, then we're off to around about 3,000 level through there. Looking at silver's actually held up quite strongly compared to what gold did, right? So silver had a bit of a breakup. Silver actually broke down. Silver actually broke back up. The danger with silver right now, by looking at this, is that we've got this major level of resistance of that $25.50 level. If silver cannot get back above there, this is going to be resistance, and then it's going to roll over. If we look at the hourly chart, you'll be able to see what I'm looking at here. So, yeah, it's definitely that level through there. So we need to be able to really break above, find this double bottom through here and start to make a move up. If we don't, if it rejects through there and we start to come down like that, we've probably got more downside to come. If we don't, and we can get back above that level through there, which is also looking at this short-term level anyway, which is actually that level through there as well too. Then if we cannot, that's down. If we can, then it's probably going to start to make a move to the upside as well too. Looking at all of the mining sector as well too. So still in a very, again, just a very nice pullback through here. I still see a lot more upside happening on the GDX. We had a very move up to the $40 level. We're getting a pullback now. So I just see sort of a zigzag pattern happening here. A bit of a pullback. I don't know when the pullback is going to end. We still may have more of a pullback through here. And then we're probably going to see something like that on the GDX. If we have a look at the GDXJ, same sort of thing, but we're definitely finding a lot of support where we are now. We had a very strong move up. We've got a bit of a pullback. We're getting a bit of a support level coming into play right now. And we did make a higher high. Look at this here. So we had this high, significant higher high, even this high here. So I'm expecting some sort of a high low here soon. So we're going to do something maybe, and we may even come down tomorrow, right? But I'm expecting a higher low here soon. And then away we go in the markets. And then from there, that's to me is the start of an incredible upward leg in the GDXJ. So just remember, traders, if you want to capture big moves take time, okay? You're like, oh my goodness, this thing's going to the moon. And then 3 days later, you're getting frustrated. Like, come on, guys, seriously. Big moves take months, right? It took Bitcoin, roughly 6-12 months to make those big moves, right? When it actually got started. So just remember, things take time in the markets. So if I say this thing's going to make a big move, and I'm looking at this chart, that means like, yeah, you watch. It's possibly starting, but don't ever think in your mind, because I know people think this, right? People think, oh my goodness, it's going to start doing this, and it's just going to start going bonker like that. That's not the normal thing. Okay, so what I mean by prices like that, I just mean like, the overall really good movement to the upside is starting to happen, and that's what I'm seeing on the GDXJ through there. Looking at, let's go through to the SIL right now, and the SIL is still holding quite strong around this level of support level through here, which is, you can see, support level. We come back down to hold a bit of a support level through here on this SIL. So really interesting stuff to see what's happening on there. We're in a small little upward trend, not strong, because we are still in a bit of a downward trend on this weekly chart. High, lower high, and then we have a lower high where we are right now as well too. If we go have a look at, let's go, was it the SILJ? And the SILJ, very, very, very strong, right? Very strong. Same sort of thing. We have a very strong move up, okay? And then we're getting a bit of a pullback. We may even get more of a pullback, but then I expect the SIL to start making a move up. Once we start to get back above this sort of $15 level, then the next stop for this is around that $18 level when it comes to the markets now. So there we go, traders. Things are getting really, really, really exciting. Traders, I want to invite you to my webinar that I'm running today. And on this webinar, I'm going to share with you all the details to my #1 trading system for the last 17 years and how I only trade 1 hour per day. Plus, also going to be learning the 3 secrets that I had to master over the last 17 years to generate a really good income. If you go to johnsfreetraining.com, or there should be a link in the description, click on that. Go over there right now, register. If you are struggling with the trading right now, I promise you this is going to completely game change, because you're going to understand why you are going backwards and why you're losing money. And then I'm going to teach you exactly what the system I use that gets me a really high % win-loss ratio. So this is what I want you to do right now. Go to johnsfreetraining.com. Go over there, register for my webinar right now today, because you're going to absolutely love it. Or there should be a link in the description. And I look forward to seeing you on the webinar. So go to that right now, and I look forward to seeing you on my next webinar. Go to that right now. Go to johnsfreetraining.com. Go to that right now.